Chasers is a 1994 film directed by Dennis Hopper. This is written by Joe Batteer, John Rice, and Dan Gilroy. And we have a cast including Tom Berenger, William McNamara, and Erika Eleniak. And in general, it's okay. I didn't mind it. It wasn't amazing, but it held my attention enough. This is about a Navy sailor and an officer, and they have to transport female prisoner Toni to the prison. But she's going to make it exceptionally difficult, and, well, as the title suggests, there's a lot of chasing going on because she doesn't want to go to the prison. They have a duty. And it's quite chaotic in a good way. There's a lot going on. There is a lot of running around, and it's interesting enough. The overarching narrative I wasn't sure if I'd enjoy, but there's enough going on that I was engaged throughout. But I think for me, the main reason I enjoyed it to some extent is because of the characters. I thought the characters were well written, the performances are very good, they're quite interesting. So that, coupled with a reasonably executed narrative, meant that there was enough going on. It is a comedy, and I didn't really find it funny. I can see some comedic elements where, depending on your personal comedic tastes, you might find it funny. It's not that I don't think it's a funny film. Well, I didn't find it funny, but I can identify things that might be funny to some people depending on your preferences. But I didn't really find it to be that funny. But interesting, nevertheless. I think quite a light-hearted experience for the most part. And then we have some good characters driving the narrative forward, and the performances there were great. There's a nice variety in the locations, and there's always something different happening every couple of scenes. So, in general, I'd say Chasers was well enough handled. The pacing is not too bad. I didn't think it was that funny, but it was still an enjoyable experience, largely, as I said, because the characters were interesting and the performances were very good. The technical aspects were all absolutely fine. And in general, I have no complaints. I wouldn't watch it a second time, but as a one-time watch, Chasers was not too bad. And if you're looking for something that's quite an easy watch, that doesn't really have anything wrong with it, then maybe it's one that's worth checking out. For me, watching it once, didn't mind it too much. I watched it for Marilu Henner, who's not exactly in it a tremendous amount, but that didn't bother me too much. That aside, it was okay. And while I didn't think it was that funny, it was still a pleasant experience with some decent characters and performances, and ultimately, I'm happy enough to recommend it.